With this being Trump's third indictment, many are wondering how he's able to still run for president.
Action 7 News reporter John Cardinelli joins us now to explain.
Yeah, Shelley and Doug, even though former President Trump currently faces 3 indictments, 2 federal and 1 in New York, there's nothing written into the law that can stop him from running or disqualify him from winning the presidency. If you're wondering why former President Trump is able to still run in the 2024 election, the answer is quite simple.
To be indicted is to be charged with something. It does not mean you've been convicted. And so, sure, he can continue to run for president.
Trump is the first ex-U.S. president to face federal indictments, and his trial will likely take some time to get started.
Things like this tend to drag on in federal courts, so we'd have to wait and see if even a trial would even occur prior to the election.
According to the most recent New York Times poll, 54% of Republican voters would vote for Trump if the election was today.
Donald Trump's base is behind him 100%.
But what happens if Trump wins the presidency?
Well, there's a lot of discussion about whether if Trump is elected, he would pardon himself, or if another Republican is elected, would they pardon Trump? Those things could happen, but only as it relates to the federal charges, not the state charges.
KOAT legal expert John Day explains how former President Trump's indictment in New York and possible future indictment in Georgia could be pardoned.
A governor, now in the states where these charges are pending, for example, we know in Georgia, there's a Republican governor sitting in Georgia. Now, would that governor pardon Donald Trump, for example, if he's convicted on Georgia state charges? That's certainly a possibility that people are raising now as these cases move forward.
Even if convicted, Trump can still be president.
There's nothing in federal law that prevents Donald Trump from serving as president if he's convicted on any federal criminal count. Same goes for state charges.
And despite the fact Trump could theoretically run the nation behind bars, KOAT political analyst Brian Sandroff says Congress can still try to impeach him. I'm John Cardinelli reporting, KOAT Action 7 News.
John, thank you. The state of Georgia is expected to announce whether they'll indict the former president in coming days.